Hello students, here I am back with the poem The Sea and the Skylark. Now we will read the sestet part and I will read and explain the second part, the sestet of the poem. Up till now we all have learned from the poem that the poet is this poem is a sonnet, and while walking near the sea, the poet Gerard Manley Hopkins heard two sounds which make a deep impression on him. And on his right is the sea, which at high tide bounds wildly against the shore, and from the right hand comes the noise of the tide regularly striking against the shore, and from the left hear he hears the sweet song of the sky lark. This alternating noise will continue to attend upon the seashore as long as the moon continues on. These Now we will read the sestet part of the poem. How these two shame this shallow and frail town. Here he is talking about the town named Ryle. Ryle town, the Ryle city. These two refers to the sound of the sea waves and the sound of the skylark, which are sweet and sonorous and everlasting. How these two shame this shallow and frail town, how ring right out our sordid turbid time. Being pure, we life's pride and cared for crown, have lost that cheer and charm of earth's past prime. Earth's past prime means the beginning of the earth, the youth of the earth. It means at the beginning of the civilization, जब पृथ्वी बिल्कुल शुरू हुई और सभ्यता का विकास हुआ, उस समय की बात करते हैं. अब make and making break and breaking down to man's last dust drain fast towards man's first slime. So, in the first line of the sestet, poet suggests how these two shame this shallow and frail town. The poet says that these two natural sounds of the sea and the skylark are putting to shame this town of Ryle, where life is shallow and devoid of vitality. So, the sound of nature, how ring right out our sordid turbid time being pure. Being pure, the sounds of the sea and the skylark are very pure sounds. They are the natural sounds and they are very pure. So the poet says that the sound of nature, because of their purity, rise far above the sordid and confused human sounds of the town. We life's pride and cared for crown have lost that cheer and charm of earth's past prime. Here the poet feels sadness for human race. He says that we here refers to the human being, all human race. He says that we all human beings are the pride of life and we cared for crown. He says that we all are supposed to be the pride of the creation and we are the honored lords of the whole worlds. We cared for crown means the human beings are regarded as the crown leaders or the crown or the king of the whole nature. So these um, we we human beings which are who are supposed to be the proud of creation and the honored lords of the whole world, are our conditions has now worse need. We have lost that cheer and charm of earth's past prime. He says that we human beings have lost the joy and the charm of the earth when all things were in their prime. When the earth was in its primitive age, we human beings were more happy and joyful at that time, because they were in close contact of the nature. People were in close contact of the nature in the earlier times, in the primitive times. So he says that now human beings have lost that joy and charm of the earth. Our make and making break and breaking down to man's last dust. He says that our make and making, our progress, this progress which we are making in this modern world, is breaking the human race, or is breaking the human civilization. Because as technically technically the human beings are progressing scientifically and technically, they are getting disconnected with nature, and are breaking down to man's last dust, drain fast towards man's first slime. The poet says that this progress, this industrial society, is leading man to this industrial society is leading man towards the first slime, first towards the birth of the man. It means towards the beginning again, because of this excessive industrialization, we are getting disconnected with nature. We are losing hope in life, we are losing every joy and happiness of life. And finally, we all, every human being, the human race, will reach to that starting point. It means we will mingle in the dust again, if we keep on progressing like this and disconnecting by with the nature. He says that the static and dynamic aspect of our being are in process of decay and disintegration. This human race is decaying. This process will lead us to the state of dust which awaits us in death, and which recalls man's original state of slime. So our end will thus rejoin our beginning. मतलब कि इंसान जिस तरह से आशातीत उन्नति करता जा रहा है, जिस तरह से तकनीकी क्षेत्र में, औद्योगिक क्षेत्र में उन्नति कर रहा है, लेकिन वो नेचर से दूर होता जा रहा है। इसलिए पोइट का ये मानना है कि एक दिन हम फिर से उसी स्टेट में चले जाएंगे जहाँ से हम शुरू हुए हैं। आवर एंड विल दस रिजॉइन आवर बिगिनिंग, बिकॉज फिर से हम इसी प्रकृति में, इसी मिट्टी में मिल जाएंगे, और एक बार फिर से नई शुरुआत शायद होगी या नहीं होगी, लेकिन हम एक बार फिर से पीछे की ओर जा रहे हैं। वी आर नॉट प्रोग्रेसिंग फॉरवर्ड, बट वी आर गोइंग बैकवर्ड, बिकॉज वी आर लॉसिंग दैट कनेक्शन विद नेचर। बिकॉज जो व्यक्ति हैं, जो ह्यूमन बींग्स हैं, वो नेचर से कनेक्ट नहीं है, अब वो नेचर से दूर हो चुके हैं, इसलिए उनका डिके होता जा रहा है, उनकी वो शरण होता जा रहा है। जो ह्यूमन रेस है वो ख़त्म होने पर आ रही है, बिकॉज ऑफ इट्स ओन डीड्स एंड एक्ट्स। सो पोइट सेज दैट वी आर विटनेसिंग नॉट प्रोग्रेस बट retrogression. Hopkins have looks nostalgically at the developing industrial societies, and he does not enter into the life of industrial society, and he finds it wanting. He merely stands at a distance and condemns this society, and he makes the sad prophecy that static and dynamic aspect of man, which are now in process of decay, will utterly collapse, and man, deprived of all his vitality and creativity, will find himself moving fast towards that original state of slime from which he had emerged. So through his activities has set in motion a reversal of the creative process, which suggests a return to the primal swamp from which he came. So in these in the in these 6 lines of the sestet, the poet has expressed his deep sadness and sorrow for the human race, because no one knows that the progress which they are making is not actually a progress, but they are moving. We can say that it appears that we are moving forward, we are progressing, but still the poet thinks that we are not progressing, we are decaying in a sense, as we have lost every connection with nature because of this industrialization in the society. So this is all about this poem. The rhyme scheme of this sonnet is A B B A A B B A, and of octave part, and C D C C D C D C D of the sestet part. So this is the sonnet by G.M. Hopkins, and we have read it carefully. Now I will share PDF notes with all of you.